Welcome back. So that clip was of last night. We had to work late. This chipper wouldn't start yesterday. We've been having problems. We thought we'd get it fixed, and we didn't get it fixed. And it's been a struggle. The struggle has been real. So last night we worked late, and we got this thing wrapped up. We'll get to the cold start, because we cold started this morning, and she was just puffing like she should, that it hasn't done in a couple weeks, 3 weeks. It's been fighting us real bad for about 3 weeks. So what we did was, we did multiple things, multiple comments, and it got down to yesterday, this thing, the old Caterpillar, wouldn't run at all. At all. So, made some phone calls, and we just thought about fixing just this section of the pump, because then you don't have to deal with timing or anything. So I drove to the shop, and DJ was down there. He's a mechanic in our area. Great hand. So he was down there, so we started looking into it, because this pump was sitting down there, and to tear that off from that was pretty extensive. It was easier to change the whole pump than it was to tear it apart, because you got to have some tools to get from A to B to C. So last night we got her down to the shop, and we looked this thing over, and DJ did his research, and he said we can make this thing work. So we didn't know anything about this injector pump. The thing is we had three of these V12s. We had 3 of these Caterpillars, and 2 blew up before my time, and then I've been running this motor strictly since I've been chipping, and this motor's given us fit. So we took the other 2 to make one, and that really didn't work out. What happened was we took it to a place, they tore 2 of these into a million pieces, and then said, well, we can't do anything with them. So we got boxes and boxes of parts, and everything's thrown in crates and piles, and needless to say, it's all down to the shop. But the other one is coming along. We've discussed that one just a little bit. There's a V12 getting built down there, and DJ's having a wonderful time putting it all together when somebody tore it apart. So we sent the one injector pump out, is getting rebuilt for that motor. So that'll be all rebuilt, but this one's just sitting down there, so you don't know anything about it. And I says, it's the only shot we got. So we ended up putting this on here yesterday afternoon and got it running after dark. And that was a fun ordeal. So it didn't go together too bad. It was pretty simple. We ripped this off here so you can get in there a little easier. The hard part is there's no easy place to stand. That's why all that's rubbed clean, is because that's where your feet are when you're working on this thing. There's no nice place to stand and work on. Over there is even worse. So we threw this thing on here, and we used that top sections off the old pump, and because the seals were better in that one, and that didn't really matter. So, and that's off the old one. And we got this thing just a purring like a kitten. It runs better now than it did before, let me tell you. It runs a lot smoother than it did before. So we're real happy it worked out. We do have a little leak coming out of the seals in there. That being said, like we just mentioned, to get into there is kind of out of our league, because you got to have some really special tools to tear that apart, some expensive tools. And so that's what's going on. We got this V12 back up and running. The hardest bolts for me to put in were there's 2, you can't see them, but there's 2 way down in there. And of course you can't get your hand down in there. And then they got 2 things coming out where the bolts do, coming out of the injector pump. That was fun. Fun. But we got it done. And yeah, all that. It's timed right. That's the one thing that I did. That's the one thing that was out of my league and out of our league out here in the woods. The timing on this thing was something that was over my head. I don't know anything about timing, so yeah. But I learned a little bit, but I still don't know anything about it. I learned a very little bit. But The best way to get this thing to roll over, I thought was a good idea. It could have been, I don't know, you guys probably have better ideas to bump the starter or something. But what we were working with, we didn't really want to bump the starter, but I engaged the clutch and then took that cover off and got me a flail rod and rolled that around, rolled the clutch around. So that's how we got the motor rolled over. And like I said, and I would have just been able to spin the thing, but I can't get it started to get the hood open to time. I could have did that too, but just it is what it is. But I'm here to tell you this thing is purring like a kitten and it runs great. And oh, I'm so happy. So I'm just really excited this thing's out here now. And this morning it started up like it was supposed to. First time in like a month, a couple months probably, that it started like it's supposed to. So we're happier than ever. Happier than ever. This thing's running. So here you go. Here's the cold start. Can't wait till that new V12's done and we can get this girl back to the shop and get everything redone on her from front to back. We got all kinds of stuff to do, but here's a cold start for you.
Sort anyhow, just for old time's sake.
Yeah, just don't want her to. I don't smell it in the morning.